Do your own research and due diligence before investing in any company. The information I provide is in no way or manner a professional suggestion to purchase shares in any publicly traded company. I am not licensed to provide financial advice, and this should be considered entertainment. These stock profiles are intended to be trading ideas, a starting point for research. Any individual who chooses to invest in any securities should do so with caution. Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk. You may lose some or all the money that is invested. Always research your own investments and consider consulting with a registered investment advisor or a licensed stockbroker before investing. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, back on the air, man. I'm so excited to be back. A lot of missed opportunities, man. A lot of missed opportunities, especially for me, man. Some of these stocks were running so good, man. Some of these stocks were running so good today. Not necessarily the weed plays. We did see some of the weed plays. They had like 4 days in a row, so it was kind of expected. And we kind of left on Tuesday. I was kind of feeling that we were probably going to be in that situation. Really, interestingly enough, we're kind of at the same place we were last week. What's going on, Bruce Cole, Gerardo, Adam, Q DeMayo? What's going on, family? Ja Warrior, LK Rob, first in the building. Tony Zayad, Jink 640, Money Stay Woke, Ryan Gets IT, Dave Urge. Yeah, ZRZH just crashed, didn't it? EFFI. Yeah, EFFI is still running. But we want to talk about this stock that was up, 6,000% today? And it wasn't on anybody's radar. I don't care what anybody says. It wasn't on anybody's radar. AMRS. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that crashed hard. AMRS. And I don't know if Ben is going to be, if Ben or Dan, I forgot his name, is going to be in the house to let us know kind of what happened here, man. I feel like I'm going to have to start doing Wednesday shows or something, because I just feel like Wednesday happens and then Thursday is like a disaster. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, Mr. Lloyd? We're back in the building for the next 2 hours. We're going to talk about penny stocks, okay? We are going to talk about penny stocks, so let's go ahead and get this show started. What can you say about this stock that literally turned $1,000 investment into over $65,000 today? And this was one of those cues that Michael Greer talks about. And look, I know we go back and forth on the bankruptcy things. I know, but we're penny stock traders. We gotta look at those things. Because it's all about the risk and reward. I mean, that's why we're playing in this market, right? Relatively high risk for relatively inexpensive cost, but insane possible reward if you get it right. That's why we play these little things. And the ticker I want to talk about is SARQ. SARQ today, ladies and gentlemen, again, a stock that nobody was talking about at all. Not me. I don't think anybody brought this ticker up on this show ever. Matter of fact. Okay? You could go back in the past. I see that 0014, 00, at just insanely dirt cheap valuations. Not too long ago. I mean, we can go a week. On the 27th, this stock was at what? 0093? 0093? This was a stock that all of us in here could have went and got probably 10,000 shares of this. And at this point, it's like I'm not mad. I'm not mad because one of the reasons why I started this show is because I wanted to catch one of these things. And for those of you guys who are watching, this has been one of our, one of the real things that's just really been irritating me because I want to catch one of these things before they blow up. Before they blow up. And I feel like I failed. And again, I'm not mad because it's going to happen again. That's the market. It's going to happen again. Right? We're going to have another opportunity at it. We're going to have another opportunity with another stock, another company that's bankrupt or going out of business that's going to come back alive. And what can you say when you miss out on an opportunity to turn $1,000, $5,000 into an insane amount of money? A $10,000 investment, then you would have been talking about $650,000. I know I could do a lot of money, a lot of things with $650,000. That would take your trading into, it's easy to have $650,000 and double that. Even on average, trading knowledge. Because there's certain opportunities you'd be able to take advantage of that you can't if you only had like 10 or 15 or 20. All right. Some losses you can make up, some trades you can take you otherwise wouldn't be able to take. But there's the chart, ladies and gentlemen. SARQ. An unfortunate opportunity missed. But we're gonna keep working on it. We're gonna keep working on it. We're gonna keep studying. We're gonna keep looking at these cues. I don't know if Michael Greer is in the house, but I don't know if this was a stock he even looked at, because I watched their bankruptcy video. So I know how to, find the cues. I know how to find the cues. Just, having to make sure you keep an eye on them, man. And I try to find if they have any options on it. There's no options on it. I didn't see any options available on it anyway. But yeah, man, we'll definitely keep abreast on that. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome back to the show. I just wanted to start off the show with that. A lot of beat up stocks right now, but I'm not scared, man. I'm not scared for anything. And again, for most people who are in some of these stocks that took red today, you're still up huge. And if you got in a day or two earlier or 2 days earlier, and maybe you've watched a big gain scratch, don't be afraid, because again, the big day is still around the corner. Especially if you're in this weed place. And I can't repeat that enough, guys. California, which I read now is actually number 6 if you do the new math. Largest economy in the world. Most people say 8. That's the common phrase, but I think there's 6 now. All right, if the article's right. And if they approve, which all polls right now are saying they will approve the legalization of marijuana, you're talking about an exorbitant, I'm not using that word properly or even saying it properly, amount of money that could be made by some of these small companies. And tickers that were beat up like MJNA, okay, tickers that were really beat up. I understand it was really beat up today. That's scary. It started off today. Just what the fuck happened? What the hell happened, right? Wednesday was such a good day for the stock. Wednesday was a good day. Didn't broadcast Wednesday night. Everybody, I was watching the Twitter. Everybody was happy about MJNA and what it did yesterday. What it did, of course, we were really excited about what MJNA did on Tuesday. All right. And Monday and the weekend before that. Interesting enough, we had a red day this day last week. So I'm thinking, is this going to be a trend where like every Thursday we get a red day? Now, obviously, last Thursday's red day was nowhere near as aggressive. Right. So today we had, somebody sell a big, large amount of, shares. And it's okay. And I think it's really okay. Obviously, some other people jumped in. They weren't sure what was going on. And, they jumped in as well. So I don't think it's just one person. One person did sell, a large position, but other people joined in because I understand other people don't know what's going on. Did something come out? So the weekends always sell. But this is a great time. In fact, I'm going to be putting out an email this weekend. This is a great time to get an MJNA. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, this is a great time. At 16 cents, you buy this all day. All day. You buy this. The stock is recovered from every single, major loss, or not even major, insignificant, because they make them up literally within days, 2-3 days. On Twitter today, I couldn't get enough. I couldn't get enough shares. Right? I'm looking at my Angie's List position. I'm like, okay, this is taking too fucking long. Maybe I should just play some puts, get the fuck out of here, and get back into these weeds. This is absolutely insane. And obviously, as you can see here, the RSI is, is way oversold, man. It's way oversold. This is a 5-day chart. This is a 5-day chart. Actually, 7. But it's way oversold. This is a great opportunity for somebody, man. You got $200. You got $300. All right. This is a valid and legitimate opportunity that you can possibly double your money by this time next week. We've got the presidential elections, and then we've got the votes for the legalization of marijuana in all these states. You can seriously double your money this week. Coming, right? Not tomorrow, but this week coming in MJNA. It's legit at these prices. I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that. And I could understand if we were talking about one of these sketchier plays, the NEWCs, all right, the sketchier, but MJNA, a stock that's been here before. All right. And even on the red, I mean, that's a long candle up there. So the market still believes there's a lot of opportunity up there. And it's going to get there. It's going to get there. And I'm glad you guys in the chat room agree with me. As we always do, ladies and gentlemen, if you've got a stock you've been watching, stock that you like, of course, give us a call here. Numbers on the screen, 305-600-2896. 305-600-2896. Ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome back to the show. Let's look at some of the other things we were following. Marijuana Company of America, MCOA. MCOA, held on today. Held on. That was pretty surprising to see this stock hold on. Because looking at what some of the others did, and as you can see here, this was the morning, so you did have some people, you did have some people, get scared. All right, they saw what was happening in MJNA, and they were scared too. But a gain is a gain. But obviously, I would hate it if you got in at 17 cents and you're standing up there at 17 cents. I still think we're gonna come and save you. They're gonna come and save you. All right, they're gonna come and save you. And I looking at the chart, I do see how you would have, thought that, oh man, this is about to go to Pluto today. But when we talk about that first 30 minutes of the day, wait for the pullback. If it's your first time, getting in a trade, that stock, that pullback would have told you everything you needed to know. Still ended up green. You had some people come in, and of course, I mean, look at that. This is 8 cents. 8 cents? Are you serious? You buy that all day. All day. And sure enough, the smart money did exactly that. All day, all day. Now, obviously, MCOA is the weaker of the MJNA. In comparison, I wouldn't compare MCOA to MJNA at all. I mean, there's, in terms of legitimacy and actual operations, we know MJNA is pulling in almost, $7-8 million a year. It's a legit small business, publicly traded, raising capital to, reinvest in the business. MCOA, it's you can have some conversations about it that aren't particularly favorable. How about that? But they're running. But in terms of you want to talk about a stock that you're going to be green in, by this time next week, it's MJNA. It's MJNA, and you could be green possibly 100 to 200%. I can see a 60-70% day for MJNA next week. Especially if we get the news that we want, that I believe we're going to get. I can see that. And not saying that can't happen for this stock, because we know MCOA has had those 60-70% days. This stock has had those days. All right. These are good plays, guys. Good plays. Red day or not, good plays. All right. Can't take 20-30% every day. Can't take 20-30% every day. All right. Let me see here. ZRZH. Again, sure, I mean, the stock ran, but I still don't know too much about the company, man. I still don't know enough that I want to know about the company. So, look, we'll continue watching it. I know some of you guys are in it. All right. You like how, what it's been doing, in November. Red day yesterday, but it made it back, didn't it? I mean, look what it did today. It made it back. Obviously didn't make it all back, but, it's trying to do back. It's trying to come back. So we'll see. What's going on, Jorge? Select Start, what's going on? Yeah, starting to see some volume. Yeah, yes, indeed. Select Start. Thank you for bringing that up. Select Start, bringing up AKDS. I brought that up to you guys 3.5 weeks ago as a semi-retired promoter. I still keep in a loop, and I'm still getting that green. Guys, let me know, hey, man, I'm about to do this promo. What do you think about it? Check this stock out. What do you think? I was like, okay, yeah, that can run. I was like, all right, man, I see you're doing your show. Let your people on the show know about it. I was like, cool, man. I'm definitely going to get into it, man. Good luck. I was at 68 cents 3.5 weeks ago. I'm up.
I told you guys about it. I told you the pump is real, man. When is the pump going to happen, man? It ain't going to happen, man. It ain't going to happen, man. That pump ain't going to happen, man. Just chill out, man. The money's coming. You know, that's the thing people don't understand. You know, you got to get the letters out there. You got to get the people around to spread the word. You know, the money's going to come. It takes time. But I told you guys AKDS was under promo and it's going to go up. And they're talking about $2.50. So y'all need to get yourself some of this stock, man. Again, I told you guys at 68 cents, man. You know, just grab some. Told you guys about it. Don't say I didn't tell you. Go back to episode, 60 something. You know, AKDS. Good little software company, legit business, just a small business. You know what I mean? It's a good promo, good share structure. You know, good share structure. So, watch out for AKDS next week. About to make a couple G's on that. HEMP, 4%. I've been kind of upset with HEMP, man, because it hasn't been running like, some of the sister businesses, man, that have its level of respect out here. I mean, MJNA, that speaks for itself, but let's look at Hemp. I mean, Hemp was, back in the day, it ran just as good as MJNA. Hemp has been one of those companies that's been back in the past running crazy. So I'm very disappointed to see Hemp, being almost lost or behind the incredible amount of profit making that so many investors have been making on some of these other plays. So I'm really disappointed to see why Hemp hasn't been running. Obviously, Hemp is, got a lot of shares out there. It's got some issues with paperwork, and I think that's kind of why, outstanding shares are quite, it's a little bit, funny, but I would have expected a better chart than this. Because we got a lot of bullshit companies running, and Hemp isn't necessarily a bullshit company. It's not a bullshit company. Let me see here. I'm looking at the 10K real quick. Okay, well, maybe it is bullshit. Yeah, maybe it is bullshit. I mean, incredible revenue growth year on year in comparison. I mean, I'm looking at almost 400% revenue growth when we talk about sales for the first 6 months ended June 30th of this month. 700,000 in comparison to 39,000 for 2015. All right. But, stock-based compensation is off the roof. So they're giving away a lot of shares. Net income is insane. Net income, you're talking about a loss of nearly $9.6 million. So I can see where there's a lot of hesitation now. Now that I'm looking at the 10K, I can see the hesitation. Because now it looks like a stock selling scheme. Just a whole bunch of pump and dumps. Will SARQ run again tomorrow? Yes, indeed. Man. It's practically a debt-free company now, man. It's practically debt-free. Look at that PE. Look at that PE. All right, they've reorganized. You got to understand, this was a stock. Let me see here. Obviously you can't go back to the old chart after they typically go into bankruptcy. It's almost impossible to find the old chart. But pre-bankruptcy, this was like a $2, $3 company.
$2, $3 company. It's always been a small oil and gas business, right? From the research I've been doing today, it's always been pretty much a small business. But that $2, $3 was at $30 oil. All right, that was at like $30 oil, mid 2015, early 2015. Now we're talking about $48, $49 oil now. Where are we at now in oil? Okay, I always look at this in the morning, but obviously, okay, we're at 49. That's a 5-week low. We're at 40, 45 actually. Shit, are we at 45 already? Dude, on Monday we were like 51. What's going on here? Motherfucking Iraqis. It's always the motherfucking Iraqis. There is the Iraqis, man. These Iraqis, they're never on board, man. Because I understand they're selling, they're lowballing the market because obviously they're trying to get their country together, man. So they ain't trying to keep the price high and lower supply. They're flooding the market with that cheap oil. If you've been reading what's been going on with OPEC, is the damn Iraqis, man. That's why I said we should have never fucking went into this damn war, man. Fuck the Middle East. I was cool with the Saddams and all that, man. They were keeping that shit in check. I was cool with that. But going back to that, yes, it will run tomorrow. It will run tomorrow because at the end of the day, it's still dirt cheap and it's still significantly below where, it's going to be. Again, we're still at 1 PE. We're not even at 1 PE. We're not even at 1 times earnings. I haven't even gotten a chance to look at the books, but it's still dirt cheap. It's still dirt cheap. Yeah, still dirt cheap. So I like SARQ, SARAQ. In fact, I'm going to put it on our list for today. But yeah, it's a great swing for somebody, man. I mean, if you're a disciplined guy, seriously, a disciplined guy, like a dude who can like put $1,000 in it and not even, look at the damn price. You that type of dude, like 2.5 weeks from now, you could be looking at, 60, 65 cents in something like this. Maybe even more. Maybe even more. Again, you're coming out of bankruptcy. The finances are straight. Now it's just, letting time do its thing. Letting time do its thing. Now, I know if you put the VWAP here, I'm seeing the VWAP is way above the VWAP. At the end of the day, at 34 cents is still a great deal, man. It's still a great deal. And I don't know if that RSI is right. It's showing oversold on the RSI. It's showing oversold there on the RSI. As we saw that fall from 55 to 34. Or just swing it. Yeah, you can swing it back up to 55. You can just swing it back up to 55. A lot of long, candle wicks on top of those bars up there. You can swing it up to 55, man. Treasure Hunter, what's good, man? Uh-oh. I don't know what happened to you, Treasure Hunter. I don't know if I caught you at the last ring or what. Call back, bro. Call back. I don't know if I caught you at the last ring or what. I started your call and it just hung up. Okay, but yeah, that's a really good. That would be a really good swing. I mean, just get back to the 50s if you want. Get yourself 20 cents a share. Treasure Hunter, you're on the air, man.
What's happening, Sal? What's happening, bro?
Well, that's good with you, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, I know. I've been doing my thing over here, South Florida kind of thing. Finding some of my hidden treasures over here.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, this is episode 47, right? Make sure I'm on
no, yeah, we're episode 74 now. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. 74.
Yes,
I'm all dyslexic kind of thing. Yeah. So, I've been making some pretty good leaks lately.
Okay.
Flipping the stocks. What do you think of NWBO? Made a pretty good leak.
NWBO. Now, NWBO. Yeah, man. It's.
I got them. Yeah, I got them for the low, and waited. Like
Yeah,
I
this
learned
is a
from
stock
myself.
we've watched a
Yeah,
couple
I'm
times
slow.
here. You know, we've watched in the past do its thing, and you know, it's kind of going in and out of favor with a lot of people here on the show. Let me see here if I could spread.
I made pretty good on him today. I don't know how
I'm
long
gonna
he's
start
gonna
maybe
be
going back to the
running.
line chart because this one the volume isn't the most consistent. Let me see here. Let's go back to the line and see. Well, yeah, I mean it's kind of, you know.
I came to life today.
Yeah, it came to life today. I see that for a 4% gain. Yeah, I mean if you got it at a good price, man.
Oh yeah. Like
I
that.
can see, you know, it still has a little bit of a liquidity issue, but for the most part, you know, we'll see. Maybe this is the beginning of something.
That's what I was thinking.
But yeah, this is a stock we kind of talked about, you know, last month. It was kind of really doing its thing and coming off some real serious lows. And it was a multiple day runner a couple times, but after losing momentum, yeah, this could be possibly, you know, an opportunity where it could be starting up again. It'd be starting up again.
Well, you know me, I don't hold them for long.
Yeah, yeah.
Get a little profit, dope. And another one also that I did real good on is DRD. I was going to ask your take on that. What's popping off on that bad boy?
Yeah, say that ticker one more time.
DRD.
DRD.
No, D. Like in dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then R and then D, right? The gold company?
Man, you know me, I just read the charts to make you a fat lick and dope, but, you know, that's like how you still...
Yeah, DRD, you know, a couple of these... Yeah, I think you're talking about this gold company, DRD here. DRD, you know, a lot of these gold companies I've been noticing are slowly starting to come back to life again. After, you know, a lot of these Fed fears... I read an article today.
So you was all deep in that.
Yeah.
It was going downhill, but now all of a sudden this selection thing popping off, and they, like you said, they slowly coming back.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's all based on election fear a little bit too, and Fed fear. But the certainty of a Hillary Clinton victory has, you know, people kind of looking for, you know, possible shelter in December. And for their money, and if we do get a Fed increase, which they're saying could be as likely as 80% now for a Fed increase.
That's what I'm saying. Now it's time to try to get it for the low.
Yeah, this is probably an opportunity somebody to jump in on smart money to jump in. As you can see here, I mean, it's been a nice, really, you know, interesting swing here over the last 5 days for this stock. Let me see here. What's a 6 month? Yeah, but as you can see here, the 6 month.
I don't know how long it's gonna, you know, stay running or what, but I've been making pretty good on them, you know.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's a great price to be in. You know, looking at the 6 month chart here, going over now a year. Here was Brexit. Here's the Brexit situation, where it was all about, you know, nobody knew what the hell was going on.
Yeah, when they jumped out.
Yeah, jumped out of here. This is the Brexit situation. Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't fade us one bit.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's you know, it looks like a nice place to want to start out in a swing based on the chart. So we'll see what happens again if we do have that you know, Fed increase or Fed rate jump. That could be a nice trade. That could be a really nice trade if it, you know, plays out that way.
Yeah, then, you know what I'm saying, who knows? I mean, once we get close, guys might be the limit, you know. Might take off, and then you might be sitting back like, man, I remember that shit was like 5-something, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, definitely.
I hear this about $7, you know. I'm just saying it might pop off that way, but, you know, just let you know on it and, you know, your take on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
Yep. All righty, Kozo. Check your show out and hit you back when I got some more stuff, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Come out when I come out from this nice little boat trip.
All right, have fun, bro. Thanks a lot, Treasure Hunter.
Got it. Anytime, man.
All right. Treasure Hunter, there it is, man. Nice play. I actually like that DRD. I like that DRD. I like that DRD. It's a pretty nice play for, you know, for Treasure Hunter. That's a pretty good play. That's a pretty good play for DRD. Not bad. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. 905, you're on the air. What's up?
Treasure Hunter. Hello?
What's up?
That's a good play.
Hey, who am I speaking to?
That's a pretty good play.
Man, get the. If you gotta ask me who you're speaking to, if you gotta ask me who you're speaking to, okay. Let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep it moving. All right, so back onto it. I saw somebody in the chat room said that Trill is a company today that took a huge dump on earnings. Somebody said that stock was terrible, but one of Tim Sykes' guys, Superman, all right, that's the guy he pretty much goes long and does swings. He posted this as a possible, good entry for somebody right now. Now, obviously, you're going to have to read about it. I'm going to have to learn a little bit more about it because I kind of saw this just before the show started. The stock got, crashed today. Almost 53% of its value lost. 53% of the value lost. But, some good green could be coming out of this, man. Some good green could be coming out of this. And if you read the earnings, it's actually not too bad. It actually was not too bad. Okay. They did have an issue with, I think, one of the drugs. Okay. Again, I gotta learn a little bit more about it. But these situations where, again, we have in the past played these, right? 53% loss. Obviously, it's got to, that's a lot off the value of the company so soon. There's got to be some value there. Got to be some value. A very ideal swing play. I mean, just, again, obviously it's a higher price stock, so I know some of you guys are like, 685. I don't know. I can't really get, 20,000 shares of it, Sal. I can't get 35,000 shares, man. For $600. I can only get 100, if that. So I definitely get it, but it's something I'm going to want to watch. I'm going to want to watch. Okay, something I'm going to watch. CMP, this is a stock that crashed yesterday, and options for this stock were going for as low as 2 pennies. And I posted up a pic on my Twitter of, I bought, I think, 10 contracts of this. And you guys know I'm delving into options, but penny options. I like penny options, okay? Very risky. More than likely I'll lose the whole trade, But I bought 10 contracts of this stock because they've got an FDA meeting tomorrow. FDA meeting on their drug tomorrow. Everybody in the market expects them to fail besides the CEO, who's saying that, they still believe approval is likely. And, I'm willing to risk $100 to find out. Come to find out, the trade wasn't even $100. It was like $45. It was like 40 something. It was something dirt cheap like that. 2 cents. I bought like 10 contracts, and we'll see. I think November 18th. I think it was I can't remember the call. It was some dirt cheap call though. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm looking into penny options. Penny options. Now, more than likely, you're going to lose everything. But, I mean, shit. If you win, it's an incredible return. Incredible return. Okay? Penny options. I actually tried to buy the domain name, but there's like a guy selling it for like $3,500. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. SGMD. SGMD, OTC company, Sugar Made Incorporated. What do you like about this, man? Up 187% today. Why? Why was this up? Sugar Made Incorporated. What do they do? Never heard of them. Do they even have a website? Sugar Made. Sugar Made is 100% reclaimed sugarcane fiber enhanced with bamboo. So what exactly do they do? Sugar Made tree free paper? Okay, so they make paper. All right, so it's a bunch of little different companies. Is it legit though? Okay, time to look at financials. Time to look at the financials real quick. Sugar Made Incorporated. Let's look at this. June 2016, 10K. Real quick. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Oh, damn. Okay. Net revenue for June 30th, 2016 was 4.3 million. Okay. The increase was primarily attributed to an acquisition. All right. Gross margin for the year, June 30th, 2016 was 1.4 million compared to a gross loss of 862,000. Wow. Not bad. Okay. You might be onto something here, man. Not feeling these stock giveaways though. Not feeling these stock giveaways. June 30th, 2016, the company granted Weilan Huang 3 million restricted shares in lieu of salary. Another guy, Jimmy Chan, 5 million shares. Another guy, Richard Ko. So this is a Chinese, is for the Chinese boys, huh? They're not based in China though. Because I know Asians, they like to do business among each other. Okay, California. All right, so Asian little thing. Is a not bad. Not bad. Yes, indeed. Okay, not bad. Yeah, but I gotta learn a little bit more about them. Let me make sure this guy's not a 905 or you're 905. You're on the air.
Hello.
What's going on?
Hey, I just had a question. What are your thoughts on Dynastar, DYA?
DYA. Dynastar. What is that saying? Invertals. Okay, I don't know what that's about. DYA. Don't know much. A little bit. Okay, DYA on the OTC markets. Let me see here. DYA. I'm seeing DYA on the Canadian exchange. There's a
that's what it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know anything about the Canadian exchange, bro.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate it though. Thanks for the call, man.
No problem.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the Canadian exchange. I don't know anything about the Canadian exchange at all, guys. So, looks like it's doing good though. I mean, it came alive here out of nowhere. All right. But yeah, the thing about the Canadian exchange, man, is, liquidity is an issue over there, especially when it comes to the pennies. And they've really cracked down on small companies and stuff like that. And it's crazy because a lot of brokers in America, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, they'll let you trade on the Canadian exchange. But, learning about the companies, having to read 20 Fs and, it's just, I'm good on that. All right. Nathan Bryan, you're talking about MCWEF. Interesting, MCWEF. That's one of Treasure Hunter's old plays. This one is another one that kind of came alive. OTC energy company, foreign exchange company as well. Where are they based out of? Let me see here. Yeah, this is one of those foreign exchange companies. Let me see, MCWEF, if I remember correctly. Okay, top tier on the OTCQX. All right, 39% today. That's not bad. MCW Energy Group is focused on value creation via the development and implementation of environmentally friendly oil sands extraction. So, okay, messing with the oil sands up there in Canada. They got a project also in Utah. Not bad. Low float, too. 37 million shares. All right. It looks like it's trying to do something. $24.99 to close up. I'd be interested to know what. Let me see a 5-day.
Okay, here's the 5-day. So, some weakness in there. But obviously for somebody who's looking to just get started, and it's not too bad. Obviously you would, like to see a little bit more volume in there. But, looks like a nice little 2-day upswing there. Actually 1 day. But you had almost a week and a half of a lot of red. So it looks like today some buyers finally overtook the situation. Okay. No problem, Iron Hand. No problem, Iron Hand. Just don't try not to let it bother you. EFFI. It's so crazy because on Tuesday, when I really started a conversation on whole, let's find a 10 bagger, let's find a 1,000% play. You guys brought up EFFI, a couple times. And my thing about the company is that the books are not done. The books are, let me see here. Because right now on OTC markets is showing that it's got the yield sign, which isn't a bad thing, but that says that they're somehow out of compliance in some way. I would want to find out what that is. Also, man, the books are horrible. I mean, if you look at, $27,000 in sales, if that's right, okay. The company has a market valuation of about $3.1 million. This is what they would call a nano cap. $612 in cash, that can't be right. Or it could be right. $600 in cash in the account right now for this company, and it's got a $3 million valuation or whatever $1 million I just said, and it's only got $612 in the bank. Yeah, that's right, $612. $612. But play the chart. At the end of the day, play the chart, man. Fuck what I'm talking about. Again, that would bother me. It may not bother you. Like the guy who was just called up beforehand, Treasure Hunter. That wouldn't bother him. He's just going to play the chart. He looks at the volume. He looks at the chart. This is a beautiful chart. This is an awesome swing. No, you're up almost, 300, 400% already from just a week and a half ago. You're already up almost 400%. But it would bother me. Mr. Lloyd, what's going on, man? You're on the air.
Oh, man, what's going on, Sal? Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yes,
man,
indeed.
it's been a long week.
Yeah.
It's crazy that you bring up EFFI. And actually, I ended up finding that play through a promotion.
Okay.
And so I got into it at 0026, I think it was, and I got out at 0044. So I took the $300, man, and ran with it. And I told myself if it breaks one, then I'll get back in. However, I think it was going to struggle just with the way the chart was looking. And of course, looking at the financials, you get what you get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be too greedy. And I think, reflecting back on my past trades, I really think my expectations were too high when it comes to taking out profits. So you guys, man, you really have to value $100 like $100, and you can't look at $100 like it's a damn penny on the floor, as you walking by it. You really have to value it the same. And I think because if you come into the market with 10 grand and you throw it in there, you don't feel like I said before, it doesn't feel the same. So yeah, man, I took out 320 on that, and then SGBY, CBSI,
Yeah.
I pulled out at 91, and I told myself if it broke $1, then I'll get back in. But it has to break that last high in order for me to get back in. And these other stocks haven't broke their high. So, if you guys have a price target in mind, stick to it, man. Really stick to it and pull it out. If it goes past it, you're really it's like redlining your car. You're really pushing it, and let's say it's the end of the market. That person may have after hours and take your profit. So you really have to be honest with yourself and take that money. It may be $50 or as long as it covers your trades and put some Taco Bell on your plate, take it, man. but don't go in the red for something, for a little bitty trade. But I took a risk trade, man. I kind of went all in on the trade, not really all in, but close to it on ADPT. So Alpha Delta Papa Tango.
Okay. Adaptus Health. What do you like about this one? Looks like it was a huge dump today.
Now, is that?
Was that?
CBIS is still on the chart. I'm sorry. I'm like.
Okay, so yeah, I see here it was a dump. What, yesterday? Yesterday was a dump.
Right. So basically, one of the guys were talking about in the chat room as far as being a what do you call it? A bounce play.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time somebody mentioned a bounce play, they ended up making $4,000. So I said, I'm gonna take a chance and I'm gonna hop up in there. And I think when GEO fell, the prisons.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was his first bounce play, and then went
like the very next day, he pretty much got it all back.
Exactly. So I said, you know what? Hell, this was at $32, $28, and now it's down to $10 or whatever it was at the time I got in. So I said, I'm gonna get up in this. I'm gonna bounce it right back up. And sure enough, it didn't bounce back up. And of course, I'm having INMV flashbacks.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, I'm back in the same position again. But you know what? The float is really, really small on this. I think it's like 1 million.
Oh, okay.
So I think there will be a huge squeeze.
Now, what was responsible for the drop?
Something with the earnings. I think something with the earnings that caused it to drop. But I mean, I didn't really. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't do a lot of due diligence on this. Basically, I got in on the fly because I didn't want to miss an opportunity to miss an entry.
Okay.
So I don't know enough about it. I know it's some type of medical company. They do have revenue, and from what from what some of the price targets are giving, it's still like $30. Unfortunately, those guys that are on market beat when they call price targets, they're not always right. But it's always nice to look at, especially when some of the bigger companies are giving a larger price target. So we'll see what happens with this, and hopefully it bounces back up. But I do got a lot of money on the line for this, and I'm hoping that they get squeezed out. But for you, man, this would have been a beautiful short. Yeah. Beautiful short from.
Oh man, if of course, with these earnings things, you don't know how they're going to go, but
right.
Yeah, that right there is a beautiful short. I mean, oh God, almost $20 worth of value scratching off, $20 a share.
Right.
I mean, you got to understand there are people who have $100 million short the stock. You know what I mean?
Right. And if you go to FinViz, look at the short interest and short ratio.
Yeah.
It's at 83%?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were ready. It's almost as if like they knew.
No. I'm saying the short interest. That's why I'm saying as far as the bounce back, the short interest is really high. So the higher the short interest, the larger the probability for a squeeze. I've never seen a short squeeze. Short interest that high. Typically, it's in the 30 ranges, but 82% on a small float like this, man, you just breathe on this motherfucker and it'll just blow up. So I don't know what the impact is going to be, but we will see what happens, and hopefully I can get a good return off this, and this will be my first bounce play. But you guys need to have a price target in mind. My price target, my stop loss my price target at $20. I might end up getting greedy and just probably riding it up as much as I can, but I know other people's going to probably be snatching those profits when it gets to 20, and I'm probably be back down at the $10 range again because people's going to get what they can, especially the ones that lost at the top. So, and yeah, that is about it, man. And just waiting on INMV to come around, and hell, I should be having a nice Christmas. Earnings should be coming up in the next week or so.
There it is.
So, cool, man. Hey, thanks for having me on the air, and you guys have a good one. Trade what you can afford, okay, and take your freaking profits. All right, man, thanks.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Lloyd. There it is, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Lloyd with ADPT, got in at 10, and, sure. I mean, Mr. Lloyd's pretty patient, so I can see him, being in here long enough where he's going to make that back. When we talk about earnings losers, selection is so important when he talks about earnings losers and trying to, get in on a beat up stock, right? A great company, but a beat up stock, that could recover a lot of that lost value. There are quite a few that I'm looking at. I'm doing research on right now. Is Fitbit. As you guys, I don't know if you guys have been following the Fitbit situation where they, had pretty poor earnings along with GoPro. But Fitbit, there's a guy by the name of Guy Adami. He's one of the guys on the CNBC show. I forgot what it's called. Comes on before Kramer though. But he mentioned that this stock is possibly at bottom, and that in comparison to many other losers today on earnings, that he felt that Fitbit was probably the best of all of them. And I, looking so far at the chart, I tend to agree with him. And I want to keep that, in front of you guys. Fitbit right now at 851. Again, higher price stock. I understand higher price stock. But for my option players, penny options, by the way, dirt cheap options on it right now that I'm looking to get into. But Fit could definitely be that stock that could recover quite a bit of lost capital. And I'm even seeing on the RSI too, starting to work its way back up there. Okay. That's the great thing about earnings is that, you find a lot of companies that a week or two ago would never even be in our realm of opportunity to, be a part of. And all of a sudden, poor earnings, and now they're penny stocks, now they're penny stocks, and we can, buy some of these shares. This was not a company that was in our radar. Look at this company. In September, we were talking about a $16, $17 stock. I would never look at it. 100% more expensive than it was a month ago. Just a couple months ago. I would never look at it. But now we got an opportunity to, get a $2 billion company at $8 a share that, in our opinion, is oversold, and the RSI is showing oversold, for pennies on the dollar right now. And what's to say that a couple months from now you can't get a solid, well, I don't even want to say a couple months. Let's just say a month. Let's just say 30 days, a decent swing, right? That you can't get $2 a share in this. You can't get $2 a share again. And when you read the earnings, I didn't see anything that was, showing that that what they have going on is broken. Yeah, Michael Greer. I fell in love with TradingView too, learning from Jay, Blueberry Jay. I fell in love with TradingView. I would never go back to anything else. I got a pro account and I love it. I absolutely love it. Now I don't even use E-Trade Pro or anything like that. I just use TradingView and then go make my orders. But yeah, guys, look at Fit. It's definitely on my list. Steve Gailey, you said DPRX, Diaprex Pharmaceuticals down 10%. Ooh, okay. I like this. I love, these low PE. Maybe it's losing money a little bit. 423. You're on the air.
Yeah, what's up, Sal? Man, this is Jay Wallace, man.
Hey, what's going on, Jay Wallace? I think it's your first call, ain't it?
Yeah, I think that this is my I want to say third call.
Okay.
I think the first time I called was maybe I was calling about the OWCP a few weeks back.
Yes, indeed.
And I asked you about that, and I was like, man, drop the bomb. I think I was mentioning when you was having problems with your little software.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Man, let me ask you, man. How do you overcome? Like, when you lose a little bit,
mm-hmm.
like that initially, when you get a couple of losses or whatever, man, how do you? It's like I've lost a couple of times in the past couple of days, and I was trying, man. It's almost like, man, I watched my girlfriend screw somebody else, man. It's like, man, I was like, damn, I didn't realize I was gonna feel. I'm at work,
yeah,
and I had I guess I've been trying to grasp the concept of cutting your losses quick.
Yes,
and I kind of want to ask you about that as well too, man. Just how do you deal with, like, maybe cutting your losses quick, and or sometimes you cut. Have you ever cut your losses quick, but the stock, rebounded and went up? You were like, damn, I could have just. If
that happens a lot, and I'm sure that happens to a lot of people in your fellow traders in the chat room. But let me ask you a question. Looking back at those losses, right? Do you feel that you went into those positions bigger than you should have? Do you feel like you traded with a larger position than you should have traded it?
Not necessarily, not really. And I'll give you an example. I put a little money in SUNEQ.
Okay.
And then remember, I don't know if you remember, but it dropped to like it had a pretty good day.
Yeah.
It initially started, I guess, when people were talking about it. And then the second, I bought into it that day.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was going to sell it maybe the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what happened, it started to drop a little bit. I think to like 16 cent, point. It may have been a little bit under $1 or what, I can't remember exactly. But when it dropped, I went ahead and sold. But then I guess it kind of went up after that, and I was like, damn. I was like, man, I probably should have hung on a little bit longer.
Right.
But I just feel like, I was like, I had just this real bad feeling like, damn, I should have held on a little bit. I should have held on a little bit longer.
Sure.
And I'm like, man, but I was so used to hearing this, I guess, this cut your losses quick thing instead of just holding on to a little bit longer maybe. And just because it had dropped, it hit like a low. I think one of its lowest points in that 2-day period.
Right.
And I went ahead and sold in it, but then like I said, it spiked a little bit higher and got back up to the point to where I had bought it at. I think maybe a little bit over that. And I was like, damn, I should have held on a little bit longer. But I was trying to balance that feeling, that emotion.
Yeah.
When you're selling, should you hold on to it a little bit more?
Right.
Instead of just trying to focus on cutting your losses quick. I guess that I'm trying to figure out the balance in that, a little bit.
Yeah, no. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's typically a feeling that, people who go into trades heavy kind of feel, where, they're almost like watching every dollar, and they they're seeing the red, and, obviously risk management and everything plays a part.
Okay.
But I got to ask you, though, did you have a time frame of what you wanted to, or how long you wanted to stay in the trade? Because, we all have, especially in penny stocks, right? You always going to have a situation where you'll have maybe down 10%, down 12%. But we know the percentage-wise over time, those every 2 or 3 day losses, or sometimes 2-day losses in a row, can be made up with, several days of gains. So did you have an idea of how long you wanted to stay in the trade, or were you just kind of day by day?
It was kind of like a day by day. I kind of wanted to get out the trade. I wanted what happened. I set a limit. I set a limit order for a certain amount, as far as selling, I said, okay, I'm gonna sell it at a certain amount. I had I think it was I set the limit maybe at the time, maybe I had maybe about 10 cent or something like that. If it jumped up 10 cent, I was gonna get a certain amount, and I had calculated or whatever. So when it kept getting close to it, then it would drop.
Right.
Then of course it would get closer, then it dropped. But when it hit that, I guess that particular day when it hit maybe I want to say 10 cent below what I was shooting for, I was like, okay. Then all of a sudden, cut your losses hit my head. I think you sent a tweet out and you were like, it looks ugly, like SUNEQ looks ugly, and I was like, damn. I said, man, I probably need to go ahead and get out of this.
No, yeah. Definitely don't let, what I say affect, the way you trade or whatever. I mean, hear what other people are saying and take that all in. But at the end of the day, always stick to your trading methodology, right? So, but being, listening to what you said, it sounds like you played it just the way you wanted to play it. I mean, you weren't in it for a certain amount of days. You didn't go in having a certain, necessarily a certain price over a period of time you wanted to be at. So it seemed like, as you said, it was a day-to-day thing. You got in, it didn't go your way, and you got out. So, I don't know why you are beating yourself up, because it sounds like you played it just the way you wanted to do it. Now, unfortunately, it didn't go your way, right? It didn't go your way, but I wouldn't beat myself on the fact that I got out early when that necessarily wasn't your plan. You know what I'm saying? That really wasn't your plan, because you can't really beat yourself up on the fact that you, one, got out, or two, didn't get in at a good enough price or a low enough price looking back. You know what I mean? But if I were you, I would maybe start to look at, maybe if I, let's start saying, looking at, all right, well, how about we start doing like 3 to 4 day swing trades? You know what I'm saying? Let's find some stocks that are, moving up over a period of time, that maybe even if I have a red day, that I still have an opportunity maybe over a period of time to, recover that and make more if it goes my way, every single day. So,
okay.
I would expand if I were you. I wouldn't beat myself up, man. Don't beat yourself up, because you're going to get losses, man. You're going to get losses, but especially when you're talking about penny stocks, it's going to happen. But penny stocks works best if, you're either jumping up already on the green day that's running, right? Got a lot of volume, increasing volume, like we saw today with SARQ, or you get into the stock and you hold because you believe that that's going to continue to rise over a period of time. Those are really the only two ways to really make money at this game. But at what you did, where you get in, and of course it didn't go your way, you got out. You played it just the way you were supposed to play it, and you saved yourself some capital. You don't know that was going to turn around. You don't know that. You know what I'm saying? That's you can't blame yourself for that.
Okay. So man, so how do you deal with, I guess, the concept of cutting your losses, man? Like, as far as, emotionally, man, do you when it kind of doesn't go a certain way, if it drops a little bit, do you kind of, how do you gauge that yourself?
I mean, now it doesn't. It's not the same way as it was at the beginning. I would sometimes go back and like paper trade. Like, I still maintain an account at howthemarketworks.com. So I would like paper trade, or maybe at Option House. Go back and see what I could have done better, or if I can play it again, but with fake money this time. But again, when I go into trades, though, as people have noticed, it's for several days. So, I have an idea in mind how much I'm willing to lose on everything. And if I don't get there, I'm not leaving. But when I do get there, right, if I get to my 35%, which I'm willing to lose, right, I'm willing to lose up to 35%, right, sometimes 25, depending on, what I'm trading in. Then I get out, it didn't work, and I move on with life, because I'm going to have another opportunity, to make money on another trade, another day. But at this point now, it doesn't affect me. But when it did,
you got to go back to the drawing board on whether or not you're trading properly, whether or not you're following your rules. And if you have rules, I mean, do you have rules that you trade by? Because if you do, and it went that way, you can't. I mean, there's nothing to be mad at. There's nothing to be upset at.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Because I was wondering, man, if you think to yourself, wow, like, okay, I should have held on a little bit longer, because I've seen a couple of stuff. Like when I have a loss, I actually it's like the couple of times I've lost, it bounces back and it to where I wanted to. But but when it drops below a certain point, it's like I guess I just get this, cut your losses quick thing in my head. And I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and cut it. Let me go ahead and, cut it right now versus just, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I need to be a little bit more patient and, and just kind of see. I mean, because I know we don't know exactly, how far it's going to, drop, of course, but it's like, I don't want to be just too impatient and not hold long enough to where to, give it a chance to, to bounce back or whatever.
Right.
So I guess that's kind of where I was at, man, on that, just kind of, seeing your take on that. But, man, so so I saw you, man, with the little MJNA tweet, man. So you think that right now that's like one of the best, weed stocks to put a little bit of money in, man?
Oh, yeah. We talked about MJNA earlier in the year. I think MJNA right now at 16 cents is just a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. I think people in the chat room would agree with me on that. I don't want to beat the topic to death, but MJNA, after what it's been doing and what we still have yet to do next week, especially, again, if California approves, which it all looks likely that California is going to pass, this prop, I think it's called 64 bill, it's, that stock is going to run insane. Who cares whether or not how they're going to take advantage of that, how they're going to move forward. The fact of the matter is, when you look at all the stocks that have been running under this, this weed excitement, MJNA is probably the most respected and one of the highest traded in terms of actual capital. A couple million, dollars traded in that stock every single day, and MJNA at this discount of a price, oh man, it's gonna be fire. It's just gonna be fire. I mean, MJNA. We just had somebody in the chat room. Yeah, MCOA. There are a couple plays that you could name off, but MJNA, when you just want to talk about a return, I'm going to get a return. It's going to be MJNA. I'm going to get a return if I put my money in on Friday. And by this time next week, am I going to be up? Yes or no? Yes, you're going to be up in MJNA. At 16 cents or 17 cents, wherever it's at now, yes, you're going to be up.
Okay, cool.
Now, how much you can be up, I mean, I can only dream, 100%, 50, 30, 45%. I don't know what traders are going to see once they get the approval, and the very next day the market is going to be open, and we'll see what the stock does. But if you want to talk about a return, am I going to get a return on my money getting in at the price that it is right now? Yes, I do believe that. Believe that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Yeah, because I was just, man, I know some other traders in here, man, that's really, I guess my initial call, man, reasoning for it is just how to, just getting when you actually do lose, just, I guess, getting that out of your head, man. It's like, I didn't realize how tough it would be, man, to get losing a little bit of money just out of your damn head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, man, just work on your strategy, man. Work on your, because again, if you go through your strategy and you still lost, it is what it is. I mean, stick, okay, next trade. You know what I'm saying? Next trade. So, yeah, I just wouldn't let it beat you like that. I just wouldn't.
Okay, cool, Sal, man. Appreciate you, man, for accepting the call, man, and keep doing what you do, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate the call, Jay Wallace.
I mean, no problem.
All right. So yeah, shout out to Jay Wallace, man. You know, dude's out here learning, man. I you know, much respect to him and appreciate the call and thank you for watching. But yeah, I wouldn't let it bother you. I mean, you did your plan. You said it was day to day. Didn't work out. The stock was going down. You didn't know how far it was going down. You got out. Okay. It turned against you, came back up. But that wasn't part of your plan. That wasn't part of the plan. And I think Mr. Lloyd, he probably tell you a little bit more about it. Mr. Lloyd, what's up?
Hey, I wanted to give a shout out to Jay Wallace real quick. Man, I feel you, bro. I was in the same shoe as you, man. And you guys out there, if it's hard for you to accept the loss, I think the breaking point for me is when SDOCQ went down. I think it takes a large amount of money and everybody might be different, but it took a large amount of money for me to kind of brace myself for future losses. I mean, I guess, losing $2,000 and, now on these smaller trades, losing 50, it doesn't really impact me as much as it did. So I think if you lose something like $2,000 or $3,000, that $50 that you just lost in that trade wouldn't feel like anything. So I guess it all depends on getting that big L, man. So, but since you get into candlesticks, man, I wanted to talk to you about MJNA and something's just kind of disturbing me about the chart.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, it's showing a slight bearish engulfing pattern. Now tomorrow, if it closes below that candle, then it's just a confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, this is just my opinion. I don't think it's a good entry at this time until we see what happens, because you don't want to be holding it back sitting at the top.
Sure.
So, so I don't know if you guys see it, but it looks like a bearish from a day chart now. So it looks like a bearish engulfing. So I mean, well, we'll see where it goes from here, man. But it looks people are, profit takers going to come in, and your short buddies are going to be like, you know what, I'm going to ride it all the way down too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's too cheap to short, with the 250 rule, but
I've seen people short fucking triple zeros, man.
Yeah, that's some people, if they really want to put up that kind of money, sure. But again, I think if you're someone who is patient enough, I think I would want to be in this stock on election day. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to be the guy who's trying to jump in here the day after, because I think on Wednesday, or Tuesday, we can be looking at a 20-cent stock again. I really believe that there's that kind of cash that's still willing and ready to get back into the stock. So.
Right. It looks like $36 million traded today, and the day prior was $23 million.
Yeah, there's a lot of money on that's just waiting, and I would not want to be the guy who sees, all these gains being made and say, oh man, I should have jumped into that shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I again, when he asked me if I'm going to pick a weed stock that's going to be green. Okay, if I get in now at 1640, next week Friday, that's going to be profitable for me. It's going to be MJNA.
Right. Okay. And
even if it does have a red day tomorrow, which I'm not, which I don't believe it will, because I think it's just such a bargain. It just doesn't, Well,
we'll see. We'll see. I said, but if it confirms, with a down day tomorrow, then that supposedly, allegedly, that's a confirmation for the bearish engulfing pattern to continue. Mm-hmm. Now, where does it stop? I don't know. Mm-hmm. But, that's what the Steve Neeson does, and that's what he says. So, but yeah, the brother that as far as the money thing, man, don't worry, man. We all have those emotions, but the money that you put into the market, you just really have to call it the forget you money, the F you money.
Yeah.
Just forget it.
It's the money you can't be mad you're losing, because you are risking. You're basically you're either risking it to make you money or risking throwing it away. It's got to be that kind of money to you. Right. It can't be rent. It can't be the college girls the girls' college fund. It's got to be the money that you don't miss. You don't miss.
and treat it no differently as if you go into a casino and playing the blackjack table. And I'm pretty sure you probably put $20 down.
Yeah, I wouldn't treat it, but look at it like that. But don't treat it
that's
like
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But as far as the feeling that you get when you're in the casino and when you lose that $20 on the bet, you don't go out upset. You probably go out disappointed because you're empty-handed, but it's not like the same feeling as the stock.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It probably is a bad
I
comparison.
agree with you, man. I 100% agree with you. We're talking about, some of the shittiest, dirty, grimy, ugliest stocks that trade in America, man. That's the type of stocks we're looking at here. This is the ghetto of Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? Think of all the nice neighborhoods in your head. We are in the projects, man. This is the ghetto. This is the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where we are, man. That's the type of things we're dealing with here. Just grimy, scammy companies. And, you got to understand that it's just not going to go your way sometimes. And sometimes it's going to hurt, but if you want the kind of risk and the kind of reward, that these stocks put up, again, SARQ, look at what they did today. Again, I show that stock. I'm sure I don't know nobody in here who profit on it, but somebody did.
Right.
Somebody did. You can't tell me that somebody, because I'm looking at the chart. There were people, who were buying this stock. I'm seeing orders here. There were orders, all throughout the chart. Somebody was buying that.
Right.
Somebody had $1,000, $2,000 in the stock and has, looking in their trading account right now, $60,000, $70,000. Somebody does. So the opportunity is there, but the risk is real. The risk is real, and you just got to have to deal with it.
Cool, man. Well, anyways, everybody have a good one. Thanks for another session here.
Appreciate it. Thanks for calling. All right. Yes, indeed. Yeah, KDO Trading, you said this is not gambling, treated as a business. I mean, yeah, you can say that it's a business if you want to talk about, the NASDAQ and those kind of plays, right? High volume, relatively stable, safe charts. You can say that. But when we talk about OTC market trading, you can't say that, this isn't gambling when you're talking about those kind of stocks. 270, what's up? 270, you're on the air. What's up?
Hello?
Yes, sir. You're on the air. What's up, man?
Oh, what's going on? You talking about being in the hood of stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Today I was looking at CBIS.
Okay.
And I got a little bit into it. And I was sitting there doing some DD last night, and I noticed that some guy, Dabney, he owns it, CEO, but he also owns another company, Endo, ENDO.
Uh-huh.
If you put the charts together, you will see that CBIS will react to what ENDO does. And I was just, have you ever seen that before?
What's the other ticker?
ENDO.
ENDO. Well, I mean, I've seen. Of course, when you have companies that they may be like commodities, right? So you have commodities that affect certain plays, like CHK, or a lot of oil stocks move with USO. You'll see that, but I haven't seen two stocks that affect. Well, OPTT and another one, KONE, used to affect each other. But this ENDO, you're saying it's owned by the same guy that owns CBIS. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you Google his name, it'll come up where he been in some shit where scamming stocks and a bunch of other stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But I've noticed that, like, you can put the chart on top of each other and see that when CBIS goes up, it's like a day later, ENDO goes up. When CBIS, when it dumps, same thing.
Yeah, it looks like ENDO on their website
Somebody's not paying the website bills. Looks like the website doesn't run. But I heard you mention, the guy's been in trouble for a lot of scams here. But I mean, what made you still want to jump in?
Well, see, I was already in it,
Okay.
and I don't know. I've been making money off of it, so I decided to do a little bit of DD on it, and come to find out, the guy's scamming.
Sure. I'm looking at the other play, ENDO.
I think that ENDO has been changed to ENDP. It was bought out or something like that. But from what I know, this guy's got 3 companies, and he's been scamming, pump and dump, and been investigated with the SEC and stuff. But as I was looking at these charts, it was just weird that, once one went down, the next day the other one went down.
Yeah, it's definitely not ENDP. That's a $4 billion company. I doubt they would even want to touch a penny stock or be involved in anything like that. But yeah, ENDO, I think is that stock you're talking about. It looks real shady. Yeah, it looks a real shitty looking company.
Yeah.
But CBIS, I mean, tell us a little bit about that. I mean, do you foresee this continuing to go higher? I mean,
well,
still a lot of heavy volume moving into it.
Yeah, I think it's because of the election coming up, and Prop 64 is about to pass is the reason why this stock is acting the way it is. But I've read for a few hours last night on this company, and noticed that most of their stuff is intended to or looking into, but they only have around 1,100 cash on hand, but yet they're $19 million in debt.
Right. And I think they got a valuation of what was $50 million. Let me see here. What was the last valuation here? If I can find it. Yeah, $128 million valuation. And you said they only have $1,100 in cash?
$1,100 on cash on hand. Yeah.
Oh God.
But I didn't know if it would be something worse, because I've already made profit off of the company.
Yeah.
CBIS. I bought in at 4 cents and I sold at 6.9.
Oh, okay.
And but as I was looking at them charts, I did surprised to see that, because if one reacts to the other a day later, you can almost just predict what it's going to do.
All right. Not bad. Yeah, I mean, it still looks strong on CBIS. I would keep watching it, and hold right all into the election. Maybe you get a nice little jump there on the stock. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, just calling to let you know about that if you ever see anything.
Appreciate the call, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, man.
Yes, indeed. So shout out to him. Making a little bit of money on that. ENDO. Yeah, I saw ENDO. It looks shady as hell. And look, that does happen once in a while. That does happen once in a while where you have two stocks that might run a little bit like each other. And he's right. I mean, when you put them together, I could put them together, but it's just, trying to get it over with on TradingView. When you remove two stocks on the same chart, it takes freaking forever. But yeah, I mean, it's all right. It's all right. Somebody say any cheap NYSE trades? CHK right now. CHK right now. CHK is one that I'm watching. Now, when you talk about maybe below $1, I don't know any NYSE plays below $1 right now. I'm sure somebody in the chat room can let us know. But I'm looking to see if CHK, this bounce is legit, because we've got about $2 worth of value that's been pretty much eradicated over the last week and a half that I'd love to be a part of if we can make that back. All right? Before we can make that back. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. CBIS, PURA. Yeah, PURA. PURA was on our watch list maybe a week ago or so. PURA was on our watch list. I want to say at 0.03 something. 0.03 something. We were on PURA, because I don't remember us being on PURA before the 25th. Was it before? I don't think we were at a penny, right? I don't think we were on penny. What's going on, Three Hooks? I don't believe so. But PURA has turned into an amazing stock for people, man. PURA has turned into an absolutely amazing stock. PURA is interesting because it's not a weed play. It's labeled as environmental services and equipment. But if I remember correctly, it had something to do with water. But let me go and look at it again. But awesome play. Actually, it is cannabis related. Hold on. Jesus, look at this. Yeah, okay, it is still. Yeah, it is a water play, but they're trying to get into the cannabis thing. But like I said, it was a water play. PURA, water purification company that designs, develops, engineers, produces, markets, and distributes personal and group systems that filter, purify, clean, extract, and improve the quality of water on a cost-effective, affordable, and with minimum environmental impact. So, it's a water play, relatively low float. It's got pretty nice share structure, and I think that's what people like about it. I remember talking a little bit about it. I hate the website. The website looks like it was made by a 2-year-old, or they made it on Wix or some shit like that. I mean, it just doesn't look like what a publicly traded company should look like. But, it's a nano cap stock. Again, share structure is amazing. You're not going to see, this stock, what is it, market value of $1.4 million. All right, so based on this, they got less than 3 million shares floating out there, just a nickel a share right now. So, if this was a stock that were to see a couple 100,000 people jump in, it could really, really take off. It could really, really take off. So I would see, now this is a market cap of 6 point so million, but I think that takes today into effect, because right now I'm looking at a market cap of 1.5, but that's based on 2 days ago. So obviously the market cap is going up as the stock has been literally going through the roof. 97% today alone. 97% today alone. Could you have taken that though? Yeah, look at that. That's a beautiful 1-day chart. That is a beautiful, beautiful 1-day chart. Obviously, most of your gains came after 3 o'clock. I would want to know what ramped that up there, though. I do see here where there was some news that dropped today. That is a beautiful 1-day chart for a stock, man. I mean, that's really nice. That's really nice. Let me see, what was that about? I got to click on this, guys, and see what that was about here. All right, I don't know why that stock's not coming up, but let me see. That info's not coming up there. Let's see, is that about? Let me see, PURA stock. I just want to know what the hell was that about, causing the stock to move so aggressively late in the day like that. That's relatively very, very rare. Let me see here. Well, not necessarily rare, but yeah, and I'm not seeing the news. But if somebody brings it up, let me know. But yeah, the stock in itself, over a week and a half now, you're up almost 200%. If you look at the 1 month chart, yeah, if you look at the 1 month chart, you're up 500%. You're up 500% in a month in PURA. Again, if you look at, let's say again, you came in there September 12th, not even a month, right? Not even a month. October 12th, October. If you came in the stock October 12th, 0.0095, now you're looking at a nickel stock. Yeah, I mean, you're up 500%. You know, maybe 540, 550%. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's going on with the blocking, guys? What's going on, Mr. Lloyd? What's going on, Mr. Lloyd? It's so interesting. INNV, Mr. Lloyd's play. You know, it's one of those stocks now, man. If it gets to like 25, it's almost like a guaranteed $400, $500, depending on what you get in. You know, if it even touches 25, you know, you can almost do it over and over again. Every time it touches 25, you know, it's almost guaranteed to get back up there. You know. And I have an alert set for 25. And, you know, you pick up some shares at 25 cents, it's almost guaranteed profit. He did mention that earnings were coming out soon. So we may not see 25 cents in a while because stocks like this, even if earnings sucks, it'll still probably jump. Unless earnings is just horribly bad. But it looks like all the information they've been putting out lately, you know, talking about how INMV is going to see accelerated growth and profitability in 2017 and how they're licensing this product and that product. So it looks like, you know, things are looking so far so good. So far so good. All right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, we don't believe in paying for any information here. We don't believe in paying for any information here. I'll let people know, you know, unless you Tim Sykes and you verified like that, you know, you got a couple thousand people that are co-signed you, you know, we'll fuck with you. But other than that, you know, some Joe Blow want to, you know, come in here and, you know, sell his program for $9.99, which is pretty much a ripoff of Tim Sykes. And, you know, when I say $9.99, I mean literally $999, because you know how they be trying to do us. You know, we gonna get you out of here. I'm just gonna, you know, hit up somebody on Freelancer, get them to hack your site and put it up on Pirate Bay so we can get your shit for free. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna wait till it shows up on Pirate Bay and we'll give it out right here in the chat room for free, like we do every day. We do every day. And I think, let me see here. Everybody should already have the that Steve Neeson course, the 19-hour course. That's like a $5,000. I had to look that up. That's like a $5,000 course. That's like a $5,000 course, man. We giving that shit out for free, dude. Again, don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I'm saying? That's a $5,000 course. They charge $5,000 for you to attend that course. And you don't even get the DVDs. You got to go there for the DVDs. The course is the 3 days you learn about candlesticks. I just put it in the chat room. You can download it. So you go to the event. It's $5,000 over 3 days. You know, I mean, how much can you learn over 3 days? I mean, you're gonna forget about that, half that shit, within a week and a half, and then you go there, then you buy the DVDs. All right, so there's that over there. So let's get started on our list for Friday tomorrow. Again, guys, you got some really good opportunities to jump in for next week. I mean, when I look at our list. When I look at some of our stocks that we had touched on for last Monday, you know, that we touched on last Monday, I mean, that's some incredible gains, man. You know, some incredible gains over a week period of time. You know, over a week period of time. That's some incredible gains, especially on the weed stuff. CATQ, what was that? CATQ, that was Tuesday. All right, that stock crashed. Interestingly enough, I think Tim Sykes posted a video on that. 914, you're on the air.
Hello, Sal. How are you? This is Logic Trader. It's been a while since I've called the show.
Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm okay, thank you. I I just wanted to ask you about Facebook. I mean, I know you really you like the penny stocks and the small caps, but when you get a gap down in Facebook that, I wanted to get your take on it. Do you think it's an opportunity? Because the last time I see those prices, I think we're back in mid-July.
Right. Yeah.
So whether it's for an option play or just buying the stocks, hoping that it'll go back up, do you think it's a safe time to get into the stock?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Appreciate the call, man. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Bye bye.
All right. So yeah, man. God, man, that's buy all day. Thank you for bringing that up, Logic Trade. Thank you for bringing that up, man. Again, thank you for bringing that up, because I would have forgot about Facebook, because these are prices, again, like he said, we haven't seen in months. And as he was right, since July 21st. Other than that, this stock it's been a bullet, man. It's been a bullet. And when you look at the reasoning, right? It's just reasoning that doesn't impress multimillionaires and people who want to put their stock, in for 20, 30 years. The financials that they, showed, any other company would be happy with that kind of revenue. So I don't care what they said on the conference call. I don't. It doesn't matter. If I'm somebody who's never played options before, okay. If I'm somebody who's never played options before, that would be, you pick a strike price of like 120. Shit, push it all the way back to a year. I mean, do a leap on this. If you got that kind of money, I would do a leap on the trade right now. If that was your thing. But this is a buy all day. Don't let, CNBC, because that's what they do. Don't be on CNBC or Facebook down 5%. Oh my God. And tomorrow, all the big money dudes is buying like crazy. Buying like crazy. The brokerage houses, they're buying like crazy. Market makers, okay, they're buying like crazy. They're buying. They know this is value. They know this is value. They know there's an incredible amount of opportunity in this stock right now, Facebook. At $120 a share for Facebook? And you're talking about, what, 4 days ago? 5 or a week and a half ago? 130? I'm thinking Christmas Day. All right, I'm thinking Christmas Day. The Monday after Christmas. The Monday after Christmas. Are we going to see $120 Facebook? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. For those of you guys who got that kind of money, this time next year, is Facebook going to even be in the hundreds? Maybe in the hundreds, but are we going to even be in the low hundreds like this? We could easily be talking about $160, $170 Facebook this time next year. That's this kind of stock. This is not, $170 next week. You know what I'm saying? This is something that you got to spread that out. So if you're going to do an option on this, it's got to be something that's way out there. And I bet it's not cheap, but I bet it was cheaper. It's going to be cheaper tomorrow than it was a week ago. I bet you that. I bet you that. You said Zuckerberg lost $3.6 billion. Oh, please. He's going to laugh at how much he lost a year from now. He's going to laugh at that. He's going to laugh at that. Oh, yeah. Come on, man. They know CNBC is for jokes. CNBC is for jokes, man. By the time CNBC put it up, they already got the information, man. It's for the fools. They already got the information. The brokers up on Wall Street, they've already made their trades. The machines have already ran them. By the time it comes out that lady's mouth, orders are already in. Couple million shares, whatever it is, they're already in. They already made the trade by the time you get it, especially if you're watching CNBC. People wait all until 6, 7 o'clock to hear Jim Cramer buy. Well, they've been buying the stock the whole damn day. And you buy it the next day because Jim Cramer said it. And then they shit on you. The guys who bought today, they shit on you tomorrow. And you're like, well, Jim Cramer said for me to buy. So, man, it's Facebook, $120. That's a buy. That is a buy. So I hope you got your answer, man. But again, this is a situation where, this is for somebody who's patient, somebody who understands value, somebody who's read that great book by a guy, I forgot his name, but the book was called Buffettology. Or there's another book, Trading Like Warren Buffett, when I used to believe in that kind of crap. All right. I still believe in that. I still think that you can still make a lot of money doing that, but you've just got to already have a lot of money. All right, to trade that way. You already have to have a lot of money to trade that way. But company like Facebook, again, the marketplace for Facebook in terms of advertising revenue, the number of eyes, Facebook is a business upon a business upon a business. There's so many ways the company makes money. It's insane. It's insane. I don't know what you guys are talking about in the chat room, man. Richie Rich, Mr. Lloyd, y'all are cool, man. I appreciate Richie Rich around, man. I don't know what's going on in here. Yes. Sigma, I absolutely believe that CNBC is for old people with money who are going to hold shares forever. CNBC is not for day traders. All right. I don't even think you can have a TV show for day traders because the information would just, it would just get too old too quickly. They wouldn't be able to catch up. You said the Pirate Bay. There's the Pirate Bay link again. All right, Richie Rich. So, whatever happened, man, we don't sell nothing in here, man. We don't sell anything in here. We don't sell anything in here, man. Okay? If people want real deep trading information, right? We send them to Tim Sykes because he's verified. And, dude is really about his paper. Okay? We're more than happy to get you his DVDs or just go to his YouTube page. But other than that, anybody else, we don't really, 218 or 210, you're on the air.
210 San Antonio. What's up, sir? What's going on?
What's going on with you, man?
Nothing much. This is Gerardo. Gerardo.
Oh, Gerardo, what's good, man? I think it's been a minute since you called.
Yeah. No, I was calling because I started getting into trying to expand my understanding of the stock with different strategies and things, and I wanted to get your opinion on the what is it called here? The Fibonacci pattern recognition stuff that they have on there. You ever used it, or what kind of people can you recommend maybe to research on that subject there?
Man, first off, man, Fibonacci is some, that's hardcore mathematical, that's way beyond. I'm not good at math, and is this something that you're looking to get into, or you've already been doing it, or?
I've been doing it, and I've been able. I understand the theory.
Yeah.
I've been trying to practice it on here with these stocks, and there are some stocks where if the indicators are noticeable enough, you can align it, and and you can guess when it's going to do something, but you still can't guess, if it's going to go up, down, or stay the same.
Right.
But I was just wondering if what you thought of that subject. But yeah, man. But I'll let you go, and thanks for taking my call, and thanks for everything you're doing, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot for the call, man.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah, I mean that he must be a very intelligent guy, man. He must be a real intelligent brother, because those Fibonacci's are no joke, man. It requires an understanding, one, of mathematics, right, on an advanced level. I'm talking algebra 2 or higher level. Then you got to understand a little bit of the geometry into it. And I'm not that good at math. I'm not that good at math. All right, I use calculators like every day for everything. Okay, even for the simple shit. Okay, if you were to tell me 99.99 times 2.6, I need a calculator for that. Some guys can do it off the top of their head because they're that good. I can't do that. All right, this is Fibonacci Bollinger Bands, and there's some people who trade on this. I'm looking at. I do not know what the hell is going on here. This is Fibonacci Bollinger Bands. Some guys trade on that. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what these numbers mean, but these guys know what these numbers mean as they go throughout the chart. All right. So Fibonacci, yes, there's a science to it, and I'm sure there's no doubt in my mind that there are guys who make money on it. And if you can figure it out, I'm sure it's, can be a really good secret weapon for somebody, but I don't know anything about Fibonacci. Sorry about that, because it goes into numerology, and it's just all over the place. It's just going to end up confusing me. But let me give you the torrent that I have in one of my bookmarks. I never read the book. I don't know anything about the book. It might be good, might be not. All right, it's called Fibonacci Trading. All right, so some of you guys may want the info anyway. It's called Fibonacci Trading. There it is. There's the torrent for it. It's by Carol Broden. Fibonacci Trading. Never read it though. All right, I downloaded it, but I never read it. So Fibonacci Trading. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, Jay? I see Jay's in the chat room. Yeah, they got Fibonacci, Bollinger Band, Fibonacci. So yeah, I'm using TradingView. And shout out to Dre because excuse me, not Dre, Jay, because he got me into TradingView. Now I got a pro account, and I can't leave it alone. I love it. Chart writer, I hate the fact that you lost money today. DCTH, Delcath. This is a stock we've talked about in the past, but I think there were some spikes in the past, right? Yeah, there were some huge green days way back when. It was on the biggest gainer list a couple times, but we haven't heard from him since. A lot of red, though, man. A lot of red. It's been very, very bearish October for the stock. Man, would have made a really great short for somebody. I wonder what happened. Would have made a really great short for somebody. But, looks like a turnaround situation may be coming due. Fibonacci retracements are often used to identify the end of a correction or counter trend bounce. Okay. You said Triforce Trader? Yeah, Triforce Trader 2 is a good trader, man. That dude's a beast. I wish he made more videos. He's not really all about the whole, making videos things, but yeah, that Triforce Trader 2 is a, good trader. Damn good trader. FinViz Elite. I gotta know what that FinViz Elite. I thought I had the FinViz everything. I'm gonna find out what that Elite means. All right, all eyes on DCTH. Why, TR Kobe? Why are you saying all eyes on DCTH? Are we up after hours or something? I'm seeing, I don't see any news. Ryan Getz, you said, okay, hold on. Why is everybody saying that DCTH is the play tomorrow. Let me see here, man. What's going on here? DCTH. Oh, okay. It's up after hours 10%, but I'm not seeing why. Oh, you guys were acting like they just got a federal contract or something. Okay. Yeah, about 10-15%. Yeah, I do see that. I'm thinking you guys, the stock got a federal contract or something. Yeah, them federal contract winners are no joke. Federal contract win. Anytime you see a stock that's got a federal that's a buy, and it'll be a multiple day runner. It'll be a multiple day runner. Federal contracts, big federal contracts. Let me see here. What was some other plays that? All right, so let's get this list for tomorrow. All right. Still like, again, MJNA, as Mr. Lloyd says, tomorrow's going to be a very interesting day. He believes it could be a confirmation of a lot of ugliness. I personally think if MJNA is not green by noon, then I'm looking towards the end of the day to get in for next week. Okay, I'm looking to get in for next week. All right, because whether you're gonna get it at 16 or if it's in the red, then I'm still getting it at a discount, no matter what happens. Okay, if it's not green by noon, then I'm looking to get in towards the end of the day at some dirt cheap price. All right, and then riding into next week. But I believe it's going to be a green day tomorrow. But we'll see. Might have to swallow my words tomorrow. I'll have to swallow my words tomorrow. You think 300 on MJNA? Yeah, I think 300 on MJNA is fine. But again, watch the way the stock opens up in the morning. Do we get a pullback in the morning? You know what I'm saying? Do we get a pullback in the morning, or do we get one of these? This was the stock yesterday. So, again, when we look at the stock, when it has a big red day, it typically will have a green day the next day. Now, the green day would not be as aggressive, right, as it typically runs maybe afterwards. But a red day, the next day is typically a green day in MJNA. But, again, we'll see. We will see. But MJNA is something where you're buying it to riding into next week, right? You're buying to riding into next week past election day, right? So let's say we get, every state passes it. I mean, that's a huge wave, of money that could be coming down the pipe in the stock. And again, we had Mr. Lloyd call up and tell us, there's several $1 million being traded in this stock, man. Look at that, $36 million. $36 million. This is the number one by volume traded stock, besides if we take out, fair housing or the Federal Housing Administration, stock or whatever. But when we talk about OTC Pinks, number one, $36 million traded MJNA today. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see tomorrow on that. We didn't even mention ERBB, by the way. ERBB was on our list earlier this week too. ERBB had a good day. I mean, again, this is a stock too that had gotten beat up recently, but looks like it's going to end up the week strong. All right. Again, this is an opportunity where a stock had some losses, right? Had a red day, but made it all back. It's going to make it all back. So I'm not tripping on it. Look, it's made, red day, made it back. Red day, coming back. So it's trying to test that 0.0050. Could be heading back that way toward next week. Could be heading back there toward next week. All right. ETRM. And these are some of the stocks we're talking about now. These are some oldies. ETRM, though, has been quite bearish. ETRM, NASDAQ play that, man, you got to kind of be careful when you're talking about these things, because now, these are the kind of stocks that you might want to look at what's going on under the hood, because, are we going to get that stock split or reverse split, or are we going to get the announcement that they're going bankrupt? Let me see here. And I still don't have, okay, so I do see the shareholder meeting that took place on the 19th, but I don't see any agreement for a reverse split. All right, that's got to be announced here soon. Yeah, I look at typically the daily. All right. Yeah. I'm not a fan of ETRM. Dirt cheap, but I mean, I just, there's a lot of other good things happening somewhere else. Tops. Okay. Let me see here. Tops. Here's the 6-month chart in Tops. I always love these spike. These stocks that love to spike when they get back to a bounce point, when they get to a price where they, have done some amazing things in the past. And for Tops, this could be that time, but it could be that time, but let me see here what's going on. Could be that time, or it could be trying to fool us and go lower here, because I do see at $1.52. $1.30 is the 52-week low, so and it looks like that's where it's headed. So it still looks very, very bearish. Still looks very, very, very bearish. All right, this is the 1-hour chart of Tops over 3 months. Very bearish. Okay. Yes, indeed. All right, so far, let me see here. So far, MJNA, EFFI, and I will post this in the chat room. PURA, AMMJ. I still like AMMJ, man. AMMJ, red day today as well for the stock. More expensive stock. Obviously, it's got a lot less volume, a lot less shares outstanding. The thing about this one is you got these whole numbers. You got a lot of people who can short these kind of stocks because there is so much meat on the bone. In fact, it's so funny because I talked to Connor today. I talked to Connor, our options expert, and he said he's getting a SureTrader account because he's going to be shorting some of these cannabis plays that are up too high. And obviously he's not going to do it anytime soon. It's possibly going to be after the election when, the hype is cooled down, and now it's about, spreading the real companies from, the phonies, right? You're going to be able to have a lot of stocks out there that are running and that have exploded in price, on a lot of hype, and not real intentions to take advantage of this new money that's going to be made through all these approvals. So AMMJ, though, still like that. CANN is kind of getting fat. But CANN is getting fat, but man, the bounces are crazy. You cannot short this. Just when you think it's done, it's just absolutely insane. So CANN is always still a stock to watch. We won't put it on the list, but because it's still way overweight, and I think again there are better opportunities at cheaper prices. Obviously, the missed opportunity today. We've talked about this a whole too many times. SARQ. SARQ is again that's the stock that today 6,500 566% return today. Absolutely insane. Beautiful one-day chart. Look at that. That's a one-day chart on the 5-minute chart. That's just absolutely incredible. And you can see when the volume just kind of shows up here toward the middle of the day, people are like, okay, this is real now. This is real. Okay, boom, 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 boom. And obviously you get, people who've been in it for a while, they start taking some profits. Middle of the road people start taking some profits. But this is a stock that could run. This is a stock that could run. SARQ. All right. It could be a very nice swing for somebody. It can be a very nice swing for somebody. All right. It can be a very nice swing for somebody. And start looking at those Qs, man. Start looking at some of these Qs again, because now I'm starting to think like, okay, man, again, we've lost. Don't get it wrong. SDOCQ, PGN, there were some issues where, it didn't work out. But as you can see, when it does work out, it works out quite well. As I said before, and I named the title of the video, a $1,000 investment, okay, in SRAQ, all right, yesterday would have been today $65,000. $65,000 today. So you want to talk about return on investment? Qs are still nice. Yeah, I had to go. I got alerts now on all the Qs. All the Qs now got alerts on them. If they even move a damn nickel, I'm getting a text. They move a nickel, I'm getting a text. All right. I got alert because I can't miss something like that again. That's just that's just really unfortunate. Because that's a lot of money that could have been made that wasn't made. All right, and I'm trying to get the link. If somebody's got the link to FINRA, where you can look up the all the stocks here, and I think I got the link. I'm looking for it right now. One moment here. If you got the link to FINRA, let me see here. Let me see. One moment. No, this isn't it. Is this it? One moment. Hold on. I'll be right with you guys. I'm just looking for that. Types of investments. No. For that FINRA page that has all the bankruptcy, it has all the Qs. Yeah, it's on the FINRA page. I'm looking for it right now. Just give me just a second while you guys chat in the room. They should have like a direct link to it, but you got to click here, and you get it. Let me see here. OTC. All right, hold on. Hold on. They don't make it easy to find. Even though it should be easy to find, you got to go through. And this is one of those pages once I do find it, you got to bookmark it, man. You got to bookmark, because if you don't, again, like I didn't, tools and calculators, it's hard to get back there. God damn. Fund analyzer. They'll send you everywhere but the fucking list. And they have literally every stock out there too. Every stock out there is available on that. And sorry guys, I should probably have that already saved, but federal market data. Equities and options. Ugh. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna have to find it and maybe post it up later, post it tomorrow. But tomorrow could be another freaking $6,000 day for somebody. Oh God. And the FINRA website looks like shit. Protect my prime, tools and calculators. Statistics, location, prepared to invest. I'm pretty sure it's prepared to invest. Market data, fund, broker check. God dang, man. All tools and calculators. Michael Greer, do you have that? Michael Greer, do you have that that site though? I see your video, but do you have the site where you know how you just go and it says OTC or it says bankruptcy? Oh God, I don't know why they don't have a direct link to this. Bankrupt stocks. Types of investments, stock basics. Their website is horrible, dude. Horrible. Because they this whole section is like a whole different section of the website within the site. But they don't actually show you how to get there. Regulatory filing and reporting. Boom, I found it. Shit. Oh, God. All right, so here it is. I'm about to put it up there. All right, let me bookmark this before I forget. I found it. There it is. I'm going to put it in the chat room. There it is. Boom. otce.finra.org/daily list. All right, so you go to that website. And on the daily list, on the side, you put bankruptcy. Just select bankruptcy. All right. And let me see. I don't know. This has been acting gay today as well. So let me see if I can put that here. If it work here. I don't know if it'll show up. All right. So here's the website. All right, so here's the bankruptcy thing. All right, so you would basically put the range, right? So obviously you want from January 1st to, the end date, which is basically today. And then all of a sudden they'll all pop up here. And some are still trading, some aren't. Okay. Then you can find the ones that are specifically like on OTC. 72. I don't know what the other 219. I think the other 219 are like, bankrupt A shares, bankrupt preferred shares, because they'll all have their own Qs as well. And then you just kind of go through the list. KEGJXQ, that one's dirt cheap right now. You're going to want to look at that, KEGXQ. Matter of fact, let me see, KEGXQ. That's another one. That's another dirt cheap one. 6 cents a share. Still probably could have got it a little cheaper not too long ago. Let me see here. 6 months. Yes, it's been dirt cheaper. It's been cheaper before. All right, a month ago was at 4 cents, so it's been kind of moving up. This is KEGX. KEGX. Yeah, this is, let me post that back in the chat room. This goes directly to the bankruptcy. Post this again in the chat room. There it is. And there, yeah, Michael Greer. That's Michael Greer's video right there. He's posted up how to find those. You know. Richie, you say you're going in heavy tomorrow, SARQ? Yeah, you could do that. You could definitely do that. Kevin Murphy, you're talking about GoPro? You talking about GoPro? YT said, am I rich now? I'm not a millionaire, but I'm definitely a lot better off than I was when I was making videos on the couch. Yes, indeed. Way better off. Way better off. Yes, indeed. Living with motherfuckers I didn't want to live with. You know? Oh, man. That's why I you know, people say, man, you get off Tim Sykes' dick, man. The nigga changed my life, dude. Like, I didn't even know where I was headed. Doing all the right things. You know, went and got a degree. Everything, just tried to be a A+ square type nigga. You know what I mean? And still, motherfucker won't give me a job. So, anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. But I would shout out that dude every single moment. But I'm way better off since I, you know, discovered him than where I was at the time. But KEGX is another oil play, bankrupt oil play. Going back to that site. But yeah, RCPI. You know, it's interesting. This is another stock that we used to look at when it was actually still trading. RCPI Q. You guys remember this stock? RC Rock Creek Pharmaceuticals. This might be one of those plays for somebody in here. All right. So when we talk about those 1,000% gainers, you know, right now trading at 0012. 0012 RCPIQ. Yeah, so make sure you guys bookmark that page, man. Matter of fact, I'm going, you know, so this is dirt cheap, man. Ooh, you know. But I don't know if they're still in business, though. You might want to check if they're still in business, because they might be selling all their shares, or maybe going out of business entirely. But we got Aeropostale. And what else is going on? What is this? Catalyst Paper? CYSTQ? CYSTQ. Oh, no. Catalyst Paper. Oh, no. What is that? CITF now? Oh, okay. No, that shit is all over the place. Eh? That is ugly. That's ugly looking. I don't know what that is. But so far, it looks like the only one, KEGX, is the only one I see so far. Bind Therapeutics. What happened to them? BIDQ. Oh, no, it looks like they went out of business, too. Well, yeah, so some of them won't be trading anymore. Some of them will be. You know, so you just got to look for it. You just got to look for it and do your digging. But yeah, you got to definitely keep doing it. Cruz, you said LGDIQ? Legend International Holdings? What is that about? Agricultural and chemicals. Oh, shit, up 400% today. See, God, how did I miss that? So it was it was a 0005 stock? It was a 0005 stock? And now it's double 25? 0025? See, that would have been a big-ass return for somebody. Ah, shit, and it looks like it's been higher before, too. But he said, you know, I mean, you know, I would see if that cools down, though. Again, stocks like this, man, when we talk about gambling earlier today, you got to get these at so low they don't even matter anymore. You know what I mean? You got to get them at so low they don't even matter. Michael Gurr put up primeclerk.com. Prime Clerk, I think that's the where you can read the cases, right? Yeah, I think that's where you read the cases and see where they are and stuff like that. Yeah, local Q. What was that? LOCMQ. I'm running way over my time, guys. I know y'all got things to do.
LOCMQ 455% today. And that still ain't shit compared to what it would do if it comes out of bankruptcy. Interestingly enough, this was I remember this company. I remember this company. It's not too long ago. Yeah, LOCMQ. But typically for bankrupt companies, I like the oil and gas plays, man, because you want or the gold miners. All right, I like the commodity based plays because you come out of bankruptcy and you've got that, the catalyst of the underlying commodity at whatever price it's trading at, right? And that helps you really get those insane gains. All right, that's why SARQ, UPLMQ, Line Q, BBEPQ, I mean, all these oil and gas Qs, when they come out of bankruptcy, those are the plays, man. Those are where you get your money, with the energy and, if you do have those gold, silver miners, stuff like that. Not so much, services and shit like that. Obviously, you're still going to get a gain. Real estate, too. Real estate is always huge. Real estate is always huge. That's true. That's true. It's always risk. That's why I said it's always risk. Always risk involved. All right, so again, talking about the stocks that are to play. All right, so let me go ahead and put that up there. We did agree on that. Some stocks that we talked about earlier in the show. Jay, you like AUPH? Let me just look at that real quick. AUPH for what, oversold? Are you looking at this as an oversold? I hope so. Are you looking at this as oversold? AUPH, Jay? AUPH? I'm guessing that's what you're looking at. Oh, okay. Easy short. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I believe that. I'll be a little careful though, because there's, not too much more meat left on there if I'm looking at the chart. Looks like a lot of people have made a lot of money and could be covering soon. Yeah, GoPro. Well, what is GoPro doing? GPRO, right? Let me see here. GoPro. Yeah, GoPro is a stock that's been beat up before, though, man. GoPro's had its down days. Look at this. This was earlier in the summer, man. Earlier in the summer, GoPro's had its down times. It's had its times, and it's always kind of figured out a way to get back up there. I do see some articles here where some people say this could be the end and blah, blah, blah. And sure, man, when a company loses 40% of its revenue, that's huge. And, maybe the excitement of all those beautiful cameras has gone away. You got a lot of competitors out there. You got a lot of phones now. That are catching up to to the technology. You got a lot of phones that are catching up to the technology. Have you guys seen that new Pixel phone? It's been insane. Some of the pictures that Pixel phone makes. It's absolutely incredible, some of the video and pictures you can make on that new Google Pixel phone. All right. Yeah, I still do like Fit. I still like Fit. Yeah, we're about to post up all the stocks that we feel that can be really good for the week. And and shout out to everybody who called out that guy the other day who called up about MEDT, man. That was the stock was up today, but what a fucking joke, man. What a damn joke. I think you guys smelled that all around the corner. You all smelled that
As soon as he got on the phone, you guys smelled that one. Let me see here. OWCP, another weed play that I know took a red day today, if I'm correct. Or maybe, yeah, it took a red day today, OWCP. OWCP is another one, but I still like MJNA better. But OWCP, that's a stock that's ran in the past too. That's a stock that's ran in the past. That got hit hard. You got a lot of these weed plays that got hit hard. And again, I don't believe that's the end. I don't believe that's the end. So I'm about to post these right now. Okay, AMMJ, we got that. What did happen to that? AXIM. What did happen to Axon Biotechnologies? All right, took a shit on itself today, 90 cents today, but looks like it's still trying to hang up there. Still trying to do something. Still trying to do something. All right. Yeah, marijuana is certainly not over. Certainly not over. Certainly not over. All right, so I think this is the list for tomorrow. So many little New York Stock Exchange stocks, though, that we finally got an opportunity to dib and dabble in that you guys might want to look at, and I'm going to put on the chart. Let me see. It was that again. DPRX. I don't think this is the one. This is the one that a guy said in the chat room he really liked, and I want to know if this was a drug failure or not. I'm going to put that on the list, but I didn't do any research on it. I don't like the fact that it was recently downgraded, but I'm a big believer in buying stocks that are heavily oversold and trying to ride them back up. And when I see a stock that's lost $11, okay, a $12 stock that's now trading at $1.55. Okay, now it may have a justification for being there. It may totally have that justification for being there, but it could ride a wave back up. I don't know, but I do want to give you guys the opportunity to look at it, and that's why I'm going to put it on the list. All right, so here's the list, guys. You guys know tomorrow, Friday. That's cool, Bad Scientist. Tomorrow, Friday, talk about anything day tomorrow. So, don't expect too much conversation on stocks tomorrow. Obviously, the weed plays, though. If the weed plays don't go right, then we're going to talk a lot about it. If they don't go right, because it's going to be very interesting going into Monday. Although I still would want to have a position going into election day. But we got a lot to talk about tomorrow, because we're about to decide the future path of this country, man. We're about to decide the future path of this country. Either we're going to have a president who enjoys grabbing women by the pussy, or we're going to have a president who likes, making millions of dollars using foundations. So, they both just horrible picks. Horrible picks, but it is what it is. It is what it is. You got to deal with one or the other. Got to deal with one or the other. Do you want to deal with covert racism or overt racism? That's the pick. If you're a person of color. So, really interesting. All right, so a lot to talk about tomorrow, guys. I'd love to hear from you guys. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Really looking forward to it. Open mic hours. We'll see how far we go. I'll talk at you then, guys. And again, that's the list. You guys got all the torrents from earlier today. I'm sure you guys got all the torrents, all the videos and stuff like that, right? You should have them. And man, 103 people watching right now? Shit. Man, Putin is going, you know, people been talking about Putin and Russia. Russia ain't going to do shit, man. They ain't got no money. Russia doesn't want to go in a war with anybody. They don't have the money. I don't know why people are so afraid of Russia. They don't got it like that, man. You know, they got power. They got a lot of people, but they don't have cash. They don't have money for a war against a country like the United States of America. They just don't have it. You know? So we'll talk about those things and more. Syria. You know what I'm saying? We got a Syria issue we still got to talk about. Looks like the Iraqis are doing pretty good in Iraq. Looks like they might push ISIS out. ISIS going to make a last stand in Syria probably by next week after that. And we'll see what kind of president we'll have, man. Man, so much is on the line, man. So much is on the line this coming week. It's incredible, man. It's so incredible how much we have on the line. You know? Yeah, weapons manufacturing. Yeah, they make a lot of money selling weapons to other, you know, countries that should be spending money on infrastructure and giving their people decent education and food and housing. Russia, you know, sells them guns and missiles and all that shit. You know? So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to talk about next week. I'll see you guys there then. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Not next week. Tomorrow. See you guys. Later.